Hi there, students. A consumer, or consumer as an adjective as well. A consumer is a person who buys goods and services for their own use. This is the end consumer, the person that uses the product at the end. To consume as a verb, well, firstly, to consume, to eat, but to use fuel, to use energy, to use time, to use a product, particularly in quite large amounts. So the Western world consumes a large percentage of the world's oil. Most products that are manufactured are consumed by homeowners. This piece of software consumes a large amount of the RAM of the computer. Okay, so to consume, to eat, to drink, to buy goods and services, okay, to use up a resource. So as a society, we are consuming enormous amounts of energy. To consume, to be completely full of. I was consumed with jealousy when I saw her kissing another man. Completely worried. I was consumed with anger, eaten up by it. Okay, so a consumer, somebody who swaps money for goods and services, but as an individual, not as a company. So consumerism. Yeah, we live in a consumerist society. A consumer brand. Okay, these are brands to sell to end users. Consumer credit. Yeah, banks giving credit to people to buy things. You want to buy a car? Well, I'm sure somebody will give you consumer credit. You've got consumer rights, consumer research, consumer resistance. Consumers are resistant to buying certain things. You've got the end consumer, the person who uses it at the end. A micro consumer, somebody who just uses a tiny little bit, but if you've got millions of micro consumers, then you've got a good piece of business. Okay, so a consumer, a person that consumes, a person or organization that buys and uses a commodity or a service, yeah, is a consumer, is somebody using things, is a client, yeah, is a customer. So a consumer is just a posh word for a customers. And you need to know what your customers are doing. Okay, interest rates, bank interest rates affect consumer confidence. When consumer confidence is low, then normally we enter into a recession. Consumer rights are something that is becoming more popular as time goes on. Consumer goods, consumer spendings, people who buy goods and services for personal use, for their use, they're consuming the energy. So understanding why consumers buy items is a good way to help your marketing campaigns. So yeah, a consumer, somebody that consumes, that utilizes economic goods. Okay, a consumer. I guess an animal that eats as well. You could have consumer advertising or a consumer activist. This is an item with great consumer appeal. Consumer awareness, that people know about the products. So a consumer, a person who's buying goods and services, a user, a shopper. Okay, in the past, tobacco companies failed to warn consumers about the dangers of smoking. The government has promised an improvement in consumer rights, that they will increase, that they will be better. So it's talking about buying things for your personal need, not for resale or not to use in the production of other goods. So it's a customer, a buyer, a user, a client, a purchaser, a shopper, an end user. Yeah, is somebody who uses something. So the government formed a consumer protection agency. Consumer protection is something that is increasing. There are more and more laws about it. Consumer confidence is at a very low ebb, and that's why it's not easy to sell things in the shops. If there is rising consumer sales, spur the economy on. Okay, so the UK is a big consumer of tropical hardwoods. The boom was fueled by increased demand for consumer products. We want to survey consumer attitudes towards this matter. A drop in unemployment will help restore consumer confidence. Okay, so a consumer. I think I'm going to give this 5.5, 6 in formality. I think you could use this anywhere, although it's the tiniest bit on the more formal side. From Middle English, consumen, Old French, consumer, from Latin, consumare, con together, and sumo to take. So to take together, to buy effectively. So consume, consumer.